So, alcohol prep wipe, nail scissors, cuticle pusher, orange stick, nail file, nail wraps, and I have a Jamberry mini heater, but a blow dryer works just as well. So first thing you do is you take your alcohol wipe, and you just want to wipe down all your fingers. Wipe down all your fingers, make sure they're all nice and clean. Some people have some issues with oily nail beds. A 10-minute vinegar soak works really well. Also, you can scrub your nails, you can scrub your hands with Dawn dish detergent. That also works really well. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your orange stick and you want to push back all your cuticles. Just get those all nice and pushed back. You want to have as much nail as you possibly can to adhere that wrap to your nail. Next thing you do, grab your wraps. Try and find a size that is just smaller than your fingernail. This one is, I think that one's a little too small. So I'm going to go with this one here. And you want to peel up that wrap just a little bit. Some people cut it straight in half. I don't like to do that because I can always use the little strips for accent nails or for my toes. So I just cut it just longer than about what my fingernail is. So, okay, you got it like this. You get your heater, turn it on, or your blow dryer. What I like about the mini heater is that it's really quiet. I can still talk while it's on. My husband can still watch his shows while it's on. I can still hear the children making noises and getting into things while it's on, so I really like that. You just want to heat it up about 10-15 seconds until it starts curling around the orange stick. You can kind of see that in there. And then take it and line it up as close to the cuticle as you can without actually being on the cuticle. I tend to grab it with one of the neighboring fingers and just kind of pull it and stretch it, just to make sure that it actually stays on there while I'm taking the orange stick off. And it's okay if it's a little bit small. It's better to have your wrap small than large. This looks like it's too big on my finger, but it's actually going all the way to the very edge of my nail there. So take your cuticle pusher, and you just want to push around into your cuticle. Just seal that edge really nicely. Push out all of the little bubbles that are in there, just to make sure that it's got a really good seal. This is going to be the determining factor between a manicure that lasts for 3 days versus 2 weeks. So once you've got it all pushed on there nicely, get your heater or your wrap, and you just want to, or blow dryer, you just want to warm it up a little bit more. Get it warm and flexible. Again, and then press it on it some more. I tend to do this 2 or 3 times just to make sure it's really on there good. If it starts coming up at all, I tend to pick at it. I'm a nail biter and a picker. I will pick at it and pick at it and pick at it until my nails are just destroyed. So I like to make sure that I have a really good seal. Take your nail scissors. Some people just like to go straight to the file at this point. I like to get my scissors and go as close to the nail as I can get, just because I don't like to have a ton of stuff to file off. And so at this point, I take my file. You want to go pretty much straight up and down, 90-degree angle to your nail. Just file off that excess. Thank you, sweetie. I've got my 2-year-old here helping me. She's my wonderful little helper. I also did a tutorial video on how I apply my wraps on her, so if you'd like to check that out. Okay, I filed off the excess. Now, I tend to have an issue with my nail wraps coming up at the end if I just leave it right there, if I don't do anything after this step. So I get a plastic bag, just a typical Ziploc bag, and I wrap my finger in there really tight. And then I heat it up one more time. I'm sorry, you probably can't see that very well. You heat it up, and then as soon as I turn it off, I just drop the heater and I start pushing on the tip of my nail. I want to make sure that it seals and adheres really well to the tip of my nail. I tend to do this a couple of times just to make sure that it's really on there good. It's going to get really hot in that plastic bag, but that's what's going to make sure that it seals really well. I tend to look it over, make sure that it's all the way I want it to be, and that's good. That's how I apply my Jamberry nail wraps. Thanks for watching.